Hi everyone, in this video I'm going to show you how you can set up your navigation menu for mobile view on your Squarespace website. So in a previous video we have looked at the navigation menu, which is this part just here on desktop view, but our website needs to be just as functional on mobile devices, so we need to ensure that it works well on mobile view. So let me show you how to do that now. So I'm here in the back end of my website, and if we toggle over to mobile view, we can take a look at what our navigation menu looks like. And we can do that by clicking on the hamburger just here. And this is what my navigation menu currently looks like on mobile view. So you can see I've got the links to all my pages here, and I've got my call to action button just like I did in desktop view. However, the background color is navy, and that means that the word finance from my logo has disappeared because it's exactly the same color as my logo. So there's obviously an issue here. You don't get the full extent of my logo, and this is something that I need to change. Now, this is exactly the type of back-end step that is so easy to miss and forget about doing when you're building out a website, because there is so much that you need to do. And so what I've actually done is put together a checklist for you that is completely free to download. There's a link to it in the description box below, and it goes through all the back-end steps that you need to do on your Squarespace website before you launch. And even if you've already launched your website, you would get some benefit from going through the checklist just to make sure you've done all the things just like this, checking the navigation menu on the mobile view of your website. And that way you can be confident that your users are getting the best experience on your website. So the link is in the description box. Go ahead and download that now so you know you can go through all the steps. But let me show you how you can change this navigation menu. So we want to click edit up here in the top left, and just roll over the site header and then click on this button that appears that says edit site header, and then click here where it says edit design. And we've got two tabs that come up. The first one is the design and the second one is the color. Now we'll look at the design tab in a minute because this logo is really annoying me where we can't see the full extent of it. So let's just swap over to color at the moment. And we are met here with all of our different color themes that we've set at the very beginning before we even built out any of our website. If you don't understand what color themes are on Squarespace, I've got a video that goes through all of that. I'll link that in the description box below so you can go ahead and watch how to set your color themes in Squarespace. But these are my color themes, and currently I've got the dark one color theme selected, which is a navy background with some white text. And that's no good because we need to see the logo. So I'm going to change this to the lightest one, which is this off-white color background. And now that's a lot better because we can see the full extent of the logo. I can read both the words easily, and I can also see all the navigation links just here, and also my call to action button stands out too. So this is much more functional. Everything is easy to read. Everything's easy to navigate. I could have also chosen a light option with a pale pink background. I think that's just as nice. Everything still stands out. It's very readable and usable. And the other options I've got a bright one where the background is white rather than an off-white and the text is this coral pink color, or a bright 2. The issue with that though is the word flourish disappears out of my logo, so I couldn't use that. And then I've got this darkest option with a black background. Now this is fine, everything's readable, but this word finance doesn't really stand out very much from the background, even though it's a different color. They're two dark colors. So I think this darkest option isn't brilliant. So I'm going to stick with lightest one for this. And now let's look at the design. So let's toggle over to the design tab over here. So the first thing that comes up is the alignment, and this is the alignment of my different pages over here. Currently it's centrally aligned, but I can change that to left aligned, and you can see the button scooches over to, or to right aligned, or I can keep it central, and I quite like it as centrally aligned. I think that looks nice. And then I can also use this slider. This is link spacing. I can toggle the slider down to bring those links closer together, or I can really spread them out really far apart. Now, I don't recommend having them scooched up together like this because they're very difficult to distinguish from one another. That looks just like a big jumble of letters to me. it's better to have them spaced out slightly so that you can distinguish between the words and you can see that they are all actually separate pages and separate options. So I like the way that looks now. The logo stands out, the pages are all distinguished from one another, and I've got a lovely call to action button here. So that now will be a good experience for my website visitors. So that's it. That's how you can look at your navigation menu on mobile view. If you found this video helpful, please remember to give it a like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any further Squarespace tutorials. There's a link to my Squarespace website checklist in the description box below. Be sure to grab your copy today. Thank you so much for watching, and I wish you all the best with your website.